Since we have little water in the stream for gold panning, we need to force it to flow through the sluice by creating a small barrier. Mere lining with stones is not enough. This will prevent water from flowing between the stones. I will prepare a gold-bearing sand separator. I will throw larger stones from the place where I want to dig. Now we can start digging and gradually fill the sorter with gravel. Sometimes digging is quite difficult, because the stones cannot always be pried out. As you can see, I managed to break the spade shaft. Of course, this did not please me very much. So I went to the car to see if I had an old spade. Luckily I always have something in reserve. Otherwise I would have quit. Okay, we can continue preparing the material for gold panning. When we have the sorter adequately filled, we can start the sorting process. We water the marsh with water, which ensures that the water carries sand and gold into the reservoir. I mix the gravel with my hand during watering, because when the gravel is in motion, it carries the sand to the reservoir more easily. It speeds up the process. Sorting of the material before panning for gold is done for more efficient capture of gold in the sluice. Because the finer material is carried away by the water through the sluice at a slower water flow, which results in a reduced risk of gold being washed away by the water flow. With thicker material, it is necessary to speed up the water flow, which increases the risk of fine gold being washed away. Okay, here, as you can see, we have already sifted the materials and we can start panning for gold in the sluice. Sand with gold is scooped up with a shovel and carefully put into the sluice. Care must be taken to ensure that the sluice gate does not become clogged, because if a continuous layer of sand forms in the sluice gate with which the water does not move, the settling of gold at the bottom of the sluice gate ceases to function in principle and there is a great risk that the water will wash away the gold into the stream. The sand must always be in motion, otherwise the gold will not settle in the sluice. Maybe someone will wonder why I am rummaging through the sluice with my fingers. I let the gold slide onto the inspection mat, where I can see it even before cleaning the sluice. Basically, I speed up the process of gold sedimentation in that place. Because I am curious like a little child if I will have gold in the lower part of the sluice. If gold shows up there, I can be sure that gold will be caught in the lower part. Now in the video you can see how to properly wash out the remains of the material from the reservoir so that no gold is lost. The material must be completely washed out with water into the sluice. And now the moment has finally come when we are going to start cleaning the sluice from heavy minerals and especially gold. We need to get out the blue mat in which gold and heavy minerals were deposited during the entire time of gold panning. The net that I choose serves to create turbulence in the water flow. This ensures that the gold sediments more efficiently. Okay, now we will throw the mat that is full of heavy minerals into the reservoir, where we will wash out the heavy minerals and gold from it in the water. Here you can already see how the cleaning of the mat itself takes place. As with the entire gold panning process, movement is important here too, so that the heavy minerals and gold can fall out of the mat into the sump and settle to the bottom. And now we are seriously approaching the moment when we will see the gold we carved. We are going to clean the concentrate from heavy minerals. Transfer the concentrate to the gold pan. Again, we take care to get the complete contents of the reservoir into the pan so that we do not lose any concentrate that contains gold. At this point, any loss of concentrate can mean a loss of gold. Now we are really close to the finish line and we will see the gold that we managed to extract. At this point, we have to proceed very carefully, since the weight of the gold and concentrate is no longer so large, and the gold does not settle on the surface as easily as when we pan with ordinary river sands. Gradually we carefully wash away the excess concentrate. Again the material must be in moderate motion so that the gold can sink to the bottom. And that's it, we're at the finish line. We can finally look at the gold. In the corner of the pan we can see several tens of grains of gold. We can also see gold dust there. The fact that we have gold dust there means that the conditions during panning were optimal and we captured even the tiniest gold.